Now, there's no time to stand here arguing, Mrs. Sharples. 2 streets away, there's a gas main on fire. And if it goes up, the backs of the houses on this part of Coronation Street could just catch it.
I don't care.
Precautions have to be taken. And the first one is that the people who lives in these houses stays the night in your mission.
And you know what I say to that? Over my dead body.
Suit yourself. And if you want an argument, go and see the superintendent. Now, let's be having you. Those who lives in the houses I mentioned, report to the fire officer over at St. Mary's. Them as lives in Coronation Street, back home as fast as you can, pick up a couple of blankets and get over to the mission hall. And leave your front doors open, please, just in case.
I'm not leaving this place unlocked. There's valuable stock here. I've got to answer to the brewery.
It's all right, Annie.
All right, be blowed. What if a case of whiskey goes missing?
Don't worry, Mrs. Walker. We'll be looking after the place.
That's what I'm worried about.
Come on now. Let's be having you.
It's better than cup final, isn't it?
I don't know what you're laughing at. You haven't been turned out to your house.
No.
Hey, Len. Can you do me a favour?
Aye, what?
Look after me whippets just for one night.
Hey, now, hang on, Harry. You know what Nellie is about dogs.
Well, it's just for one night, and I can't take them over there.
No, I know.
Well, I thought you were a mate of mine.
Well, I am. You don't know Nellie.
Of course I do.
No.
Well, come on, lad. It's only for
Oh,
one
all
night.
right, then, all right, I will. Only don't blame me if she kicks the damn things out of the house.
I'll take a chance on that. Come on.
All right, officer. I'll leave it to you.
Ah, come on, Mrs. Sharples. I won't tell you again.
Oh, I'm glad of that.
Well, now, come on. Let's be having
Don't you lay a hand on me. I'm not moving from here till I've seen your superintendent.
If I fetch him, there'll be trouble.
I know. I'll make it. A gas explosion's an act of God, and it's got nothing to do with me. You wait till Mr. Leonard Swindley hears about this.
Who's he when he's at home?
You'll find out. Mr. Leonard Swindley happens to be the chairman of the committee that runs the Glad Tidings Only, a very great friend of mine. He'll have a lot to say about this.
He's probably saying it now. He's the fellow we first sent for. He's going over there. Shall I fetch him?
Sake, Mum, hurry up. Well, it must be somewhere. Oh, they say everything happens in threes. First we have a burglar, then a fire. Now I can't find my flaming lipstick.
Well, you can borrow one of mine.
Oh, it's too light for me.
What do you want a lipstick for, anyway?
You don't think I'm going to let that lot see me first thing in the morning without my face on, do you?
I'm pouring up for dinners, too.
Oh, goodness knows when he'll be home. Oh, there it is, all the time slipped through the hole in my lining.
Oh, come on, Mum.
Stop minding, will you? I've got to see to the house, haven't I? Heaven knows the fire brigade will be tramping in and out of here all night. Now, where did I put my wedding photograph?
Oh, I might have known you'd bring your bowling bag.
Well, you can't buy woods like them nowadays.
And it's all you have to think of at a time like this, bowls, and within an hour this place might be burnt to a cinder.
Oh, get away with
I suppose I ought to be thankful I'm not bedridden.
What on earth are you talking about now?
You know very well what I'm talking about. If you had to make a straight choice between me and your bowling bag, which would you take?
Eh?
I said, which would you take? I'm waiting for an answer.
Oh, come on, eh?
I see, you prefer not to say. Oh, well, suppose that's better than telling a downright lie.
Give over, Annie. You know very well which I'd take.
Do I?
Aye.
Do I? Well, tell me then. Go on, don't stand gawping. Tell me.
All right. If I thought you were going to carry on like this for the rest of my life, I'd take my flipping bowling bag.
Ah, so it's out in the open at last.
What is? Now, look, Annie, you know quite well.
Oh, I do indeed. There's many a true word spoken in jest, and you've never said a truer word in the whole of your life. All right, now we know where we stand. Just thankful the children don't realise what's wrong.
I don't even realise it myself.
Really?
No, I don't.
Oh.
Is this a private fight, or can anyone join in?
Are you ready, are you? Where's Concepta?
I'm here.
What's that you've got?
Oh, it's my portable radio. Wherever I go, this goes.
Oh, I wouldn't take it there, love.
Oh, why not?
Why not? You know, go up wall.
Aye, well, let her. Never you mind. I don't care. I'll face Ina if necessary. Thank you.
What's up with her?
Hey, I don't know.
Women. They make us sick, don't they?
Make you sick? They drive you round the bend. And if you take my... Hey, come on, come on. And don't talk like that about your mother.
Be arriving shortly, Miss Nugent.
Oh, yes.
dear. After you've set them out so nicely, too.
Oh, well.
Mrs. Sharp will say when she'll be back.
No, Mr. Swindley, she just said she had to visit a sick friend, and that was why she couldn't help me set the room out in the first place.
I see. Sounds like her now. Carry on, Miss Nugent.
Yes, Mr. Swindley.
I wonder if there'd be a stone in my grave. Oh, who is it?
It's me, Mrs. Sharples. You've heard about the emergency, of course.
Oh, yes, I heard there was some up when I got off the bus.
Oh, yes. How is your friend?
Oh, she's coming on.
Oh, good. Well, we must get ready to receive our visitors.
Our what?
Our visitors. The people from Coronation Street.
Are you standing there telling me you're letting them come?
Well, of course. We must offer the hand of friendship.
Offer the hand of friendship to that lot and they'll bite it. Well, they're not coming here. That's what I told the copper at the bus stop, and that's what I'm telling you.
Oh, we mustn't be like that, must we, Mrs. Sharple?
I don't know who we is, but that's how I'm being. Have that scruffy lot tramping all over my clean floors? Not likely.
I'm afraid I've already given my permission.
Well, then you can take it back. Answer me this, Leonard Swindley. How many of them can say that this is their place of worship? Go on, how many?
That's not the point.
Of course it's the point.
Now, you force me to say this, Mrs. Sharples. The fact that we don't number you amongst our congregation doesn't stop you living here in this vestry.
That's right. Twist it round to suit yourself. It doesn't matter to you that a poor old woman has to get down on her hands and knees and scrub after them, does it? And her only just out of hospital herself and just back from the bedside of a sick friend.
I brought your gloves, Eva. You left them in the bar.
Oh, good evening.
I know what you're thinking, Leonard Swindley.
And you're probably right, Mrs. Sharples. You're probably right.
I put my foot in at that time, all right.
You're never doing anything else. What's the best place, love?
I shall think it's less drafty over there by the stage.
Oh, yes. Come on, Concepta.
Right up. I've finished, Mr. Swindley. Shall I light the geezer?
Oh, yes. Yes, please do. Having our usual trouble with Mrs. Sharples.
Oh, dear.
Nothing much we can do about it, of course. It comes outside her normal duties, and it's hard enough to get her to perform those.
Well, you can count on me, Mr. Swindley.
Thank you, Miss Nugent. Yes, well, make some tea now, will you? And you better fill the geezer up again. They'll probably want some hot water bottles.
Yes, Mr. Swindley.
How do you do?
Oh, good evening. My name is Swindley.
How do you do?
Mr.
Barlow from number 3. This is my wife and Miss Barlow.
How do you do?
And Mr. Taffy. There's a guy. How do you do?
Oh, yes, of course. We're own friends, aren't we?
We are.
Yes. If you just find a place over there somewhere, there'll be some tea in a minute.
Oh, that'll be nice. Aren't they kind, Frank?
Yes.
Over here, Daffy.
Oh, thank you, love.
Go on.
That's right. In here, Mr.
Hewitt. Hello, Hewitt. Mr. Hewitt. Glad to have you with us. Glad to be here. Just over there somewhere, Mr. Hewitt.
All right, Mum.
Fine, love, thank you.
All right, Dad.
As right as I ever shall be, lad.
Anybody up there, Jack?
No, help yourself.
I got rid of it with it.
Good.
Len took them.
Hey, you think we can smoke in here?
I don't know, I can't see anybody lighting up.
No, neither can I. Hey, Harry, go and ask him.
You, me?
Oh, why not? He can but say no.
Why, and what if he does?
Do you think he might?
You never know. Well, I think the best thing we can do is get the blankets out and get underneath, have a crafty draw.
Oh, all right.
What are you two whispering about?
Nothing.
Ah, well, that's a subject you know plenty about.
Hey, good evening. How are you? Still be here somewhere.
Thank you so much.
Miss,
Hardman.
Oh, of course, Miss Hartman. Yes, over there. Sorry. Hello, Mrs. Lindley. Nice to see you. Make yourselves comfortable.
Is this anybody's place here? No, love, you're all right there. Oh, I wondered what had happened. Did you hear the bang? Oh, so I did. Nearly scared the wits out of me. I do feel stuff just like this. I'm the only one. I was in bed when the policeman came. It would have been too silly to get dressed just to come and go to bed, wouldn't it? Of course it would. They never gave me the chance. If they had done that, it'd be just like you. Now, Christine, she's sensibly dressed. Wish I had the figure for that outfit. Well, I got changed as soon as I came home from the pictures. Oh, yes. Did you go with Joe? Yeah. He's a nice lad, isn't he? Yes. Very. How are you getting on now, love? Oh, all right, thanks. I never came to see you after your mother died, but you know how it is with two grown lads. I've just never had a chance. Oh, that's all right. Still, if there's anything you want, you'll let me know, won't you? Yes, I will. Thanks.
Oh, Miss, would you just down there, Miss Nugent? I was speaking in a moment. Take a now, ladies and gentlemen, could I just have your attention for a moment, please? I'd like to have a word with you before Miss... before, please, Miss Nugent. Serves tea. Well, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the Glad Tidings Exhibition Hall, even though the circumstances are somewhat unusual. However, I am a great believer that there's always some good in everything, and what has happened tonight has at least given you the opportunity to see the inside of the hall. And I hope you'll agree that here is an atmosphere of cheerfulness and goodwill. Perhaps you'd like to put that down for a moment, Miss...
Thank you.
Nugent. Perhaps you'll feel, as I do, that within these walls you are safe from the troubles and turmoils of the outside world. Here, you may say, is a haven that knows no storm. A quiet corner, undisturbed in its tranquility.
Oh, hey, I thought we'd never make it.
Like I said, a gas main going up's an act of God. It's got nothing to do with me. And if you expect me to be a ministering angel to that lot, you've got another thing coming.
Oh, I don't expect it, Mrs. Sharples. In fact, I've come to the point where I expect the bare minimum out of you.
I'm not so sure I like that sort of talk in a holy place.
What I meant is, Mrs. Sharples, that the committee gets no cooperation from you. Not so very long ago, I had to issue you a warning.
Don't you go warning me.
I had to issue you a warning that the committee does not like its caretaker visiting licensed premises.
That's right. Heap coals of fire on my defenceless head.
No wish to do that, Mrs. Sharples. At the same time, I shall have to report that tonight Miss Nugent set out this hall alone while you visited that place, the Rovers' Return. Moreover, you told Miss Nugent that you were gone to visit a sick friend.
And so I did. Martha Longhurst had bronchitis for years. I only went to give her a bit of company.
It's a fabrication, Mrs. Sharples, a gross fabrication.
Never mind what it were. I heard what you said to them a bit since outside there about an atmosphere of cheerfulness and goodwill. It's about time we had something to see of vestry.
Nothing to be gained by staying here.
Well, that's the first sensible thing you've said.
At the same time, rest assured that your conduct will be fully reported to the committee.
You reported to the Prime Minister. And I'm not looking after that lot. They're probably freezing that all anyway.
Mrs. Sharp.
And don't you start.
So long, Miss Nugent. I'll take you home in my car.
And if you've got any sense, you'll watch him. And you can turn that thing off to start. And don't all stand gawping at me, I live here.
We know.
Did you say something, Mrs. Tanner?
Yes, I did, Mrs. Sharples, and while I'm about to I'll say something else. It's bad enough being chucked out of your house, and having to stay the night here's a damn sight worse, but when you start chucking your flaming weight about, that's the limit. And if we want a bit of music, we shall have a bit of music.
Oh, will you? We'll see about that.
Were you wanting something, Mrs. Sharples?
Because if you were, we might get the idea that we're not welcome here. And if we did get that idea, you wouldn't be welcome at our house.
If that thing disturbs me in the vestry, I'm having the police in. And don't you get big-headed Jack Walker. I can soon find myself another pub.
See, I enjoyed that. Come on, let's show her. Roll out the barrel. Let's have it.
Hey, I've been dying to put a spoke in her wheel for long, you know. Well, just watch it, Mum. Don't go starting anything else. What do you mean, starting anything else? I didn't start that. She did. Oh, if anybody's to blame, it's always your mother, isn't it? They're all back. Here, what are you wearing? What? Well, what are you sleeping in? I'm sleeping as I am. That's not hygienic. Well, if you think I'm going to do a striptease in front of that lot, you've got another thing coming. Well, you can please yourself, but my frock's coming off. Not having it all creased tomorrow. Besides, I've got to wear it to work for Monday. Hey, Mum, you can't. Oh, can't I just? Come on, hold up that blanket. Go on, hold it up. Go on, get the end. I'll show you. Right. Ida.
About 7 o'clock, me and the missus, we used to make a flask of tea and cut a few sandwiches, and then we'd go off to shelter. When we got there, like as not, there'd be a bit of a sing-song going on. So we get ourselves settled down, and then we'd join in. And then you'd hear it. You know, I never have heard a banshee, but whenever that siren went, I said to myself, there's that banshee wailing again. And I reckon it was worst sound at lot. You know, many a time we've sung our heads off when bombs were dropping, but when that siren went, it quietened you down. By gosh, it did. And you'd lie there, it happened for an hour, maybe only for 5 minutes, just listening. And then somebody'd start a song going, and it'd be all right again.
All right. You make it sound as if there was some good in it.
Well, so there was, lad. So there was. You know, I reckon I'd more kindnesses done to me during that blitz than ever I've had before or since. And I did more myself, too. Now, hey, look at them two over there.
Do you think that'll be enough?
Now, you never
That'll
seen
be
that?
plenty. They must have had their dinner before they came.
Takes a leak in the gas main to do that.
Listen, that's... Oh, I
Yes, there were more sharing in them days, you know, and less grabbing. And that's what happens when you bring folks together. And that's why this may be a good thing. Because if it's done naught else, it's brought Coronation Street together. Oh, thank you, love.
Oh, that's true. Hey,
All right, Jack.
A bit of smoke went the wrong way.
Oh, I see. All right. Hey, watch out, Essie.
You'd better all finish off whatever you're doing and put it light out. Haven't you finished right now? If you can't find road to your mouth, it's dark. It's time you sought doctors. 11:30 and time for all decent folk to be in bed and asleep.
Excuse me, Mrs. Sharp.
Oh, what do you want?
Well, I've got to go to work in the morning. I was wondering if you could lend me an alarm clock.
I could not, but if you like to lie awake all night, you can hear town hall clock from here. Now think on this lights out in 5 minutes, and I'll put it out at the main.
Good night.
Harry?
Yeah?
I've got my alarm clock here. What time do you want calling?
6 o'clock, I'm working.
Oh, it's far too early for me. I'm going to see my sister, but the train doesn't go till 9.
Look, I want to be up at 7 o'clock myself.
Well, I'll be going to work it.
Mira, I'll be knocking up.
But what are you talking about?
Well, if Mr. Hewitt takes the alarm and gives me a shake when he goes out, I can wake everybody else up.
We don't want to be up at different times.
Oh, we'll soon settle that.
Oh, yeah. 6:30.
What time do you want to get up, Mrs. Walker?
Oh, well, it doesn't really matter, love, for Conceptor and me. Mr. Walker will have to be up at 7:30. He's got a lot of work to do.
Right.
Hey, let's go trains, eh?
7:30.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Mr. Hewitt.
Oh, thanks, sir.
Right.
Well, everybody all right?
Oh, yes.
Well, it looks as if all trouble will be settled up by morning, so you'll only have one night in this hotel.
Thank God for that. This clothes is out of iron.
Well, the gas may not be on, so the WBS are coming in the morning at 7 with breakfast for you all.
7 o'clock, I'll be out for 1:45.
That's a bit of hard luck. You're happy.
Oh, thanks.
Well, good night. Good night.
Hey, Jack, look at this. What is it? We got a letter found on the floor. Sweetheart, I just got back to camp after a good trip. Things are just the same now. All I can say is roll on another leave. The cakes you gave me were just a job, but not half as tasty as... That's a lot, just when it was getting interesting.
Where did you get that
I told you, picked it up off the floor. It must be one of Ena's love letters.
Let's have a look at it.
Go on, you take it. You blackmailer. I'm going to get my head down.
What did you want to bring them for?
Why shouldn't I? I haven't got a bowling bag.
Oh, sorry, love.
Don't expect you've kept any of my letters.
It was a grand leave, wasn't it, Annie? Hey, love?
Good night.
Good night, love.
Jack,
What?
I'll get up with you in the morning and give you a hand.
All right, love.
Are you all right?
Yes.
Oh, don't worry, I've got it.
Right.
What do you want?
Don't mind me, son. What do you want?
I want to get in. I live here. Any objections?
Aye, plenty. You're not sleeping in there for the night.
Who says I'm not?
Where have you been, son?
What's it got to do with you?
Did you come past Broadhurst Street?
No, I never. So you're not going to pin anything on me.
Son, you've been watching too much television. Now, if you'd have come past Broadhurst Street, you might have seen 3 or 4 fire engines. And when you saw me standing here, you might have said, what's going on up there?
What is going on?
Well, there's a gas main blown out. The backs of the houses are in danger. Since 10:30, everybody's been turfed out for the night. They're all sleeping over in the Glad Tidings mission. Now, does that suit you? Or do you want me to put it in writing?
Well, why didn't you say so before?
Come on, Jesse James, I'll let you in.
It's all right if I go home for a bit of a swill. I can't find anywhere here.
You can go home and stay there.
Is it all right now?
We've just had word come through. They've sealed it up. No further trouble. Not until next time, anyway.
Well, that's a blessing. Hey, are you hanging on here?
Why?
Well, I promised to wake that young lad over there. 1 or 2 of them want to get up early.
Don't you worry. They'll be all getting up.
Don't know how you've got the art. Come on.
Boy. Come on. Let's be having you. Come on. Hey. Come on. Get out of bed. And back to home, sweet home. Come on, you must like this place. Oh, it's hard to get up in the morning. Come on. Shake your leg. Morning, Ma. I just thought you'd like to know there's nothing else to worry about. They're all going home.
Hilda is desperate, for news of Stan that is, and Bet and Betty are desperate too, which means asking Annie for their old jobs back. Classic Coronation Street next here on Granada Plus.